Hi guys, good evening all of you. So, guys, are you audible? Are you clear my voice, guys? Okay, right. So now, so in the last class, we checked out synonyms. Okay, so the synonyms, how and what purpose we need to create synonyms, that we checked out in the last session, right? And now let me go for the next topic is here, view. Right, yes. So the next topic in your, we can say guys here, in SQL part of view or SQL part of Oracle. So what we call as the views. So basically, what exactly view and view, how to create and what kind of advantages of the with view. Okay. So and the types of views. Okay, no? Right. So guys, are you clear? My voice is clear, all of you. But I'm some little bit slowly talking. Okay, so try to understand. Okay, right. So today the topic is views. Okay, and now what exactly view and view purpose, advantages, and the types of views. What it is, we will see. So simply, we can call as here, guys. The views are, or view is a, simply we can say it is a virtual or else a subset of, okay, what you want to say here. So it is a subset or else it's a virtual of a base table. A base table. So view is a subset or virtual of base table. So base table is nothing but here main table, guys. Here base table is nothing but main table. Okay. So that is what we called as a base table or main table. So view is a subset or virtual of base table. So why the people called as it is a subset or virtual means whatever the view we are creating with the help of base table. Okay, now so that view is not and it doesn't storing your data. So view doesn't store the data, the first thing. So whenever it doesn't store the data, automatically it doesn't occupy the memory. It doesn't occupy the memory, and automatically it doesn't having physical existence here. Okay, now so no storage of data, no physical existence, and no memory occupation. So this kind of objects are called as what now? Virtual objects we call it. So simply, if you want to understand, virtuals means just for imaginations. So virtual means what now? It's just for imagination. It's look like, but originally there is no physical existence. It's look like, but there is no physical existence. For example, a shadow. Suppose a human being shadow. Shadow is also, it's a look like structure. Structure will be showing us, but it doesn't occupy any memory, and it doesn't occupy any memory. And even though we can't touch also, yes, sir, because that is just a on human being. That means that the human being structure will be reflected here. Okay, now some with the help of some light or something. Okay, so when you go stand below light, what it was happening? That a shadow, that means your structure image will be reflecting on your wall. Yes or no? But whatever it was okay reflected on your wall, or whatever it was displaying on your wall. So that is what now just a shadow, and that was not occupy any memory, and that is not having any physical structure. Yes or no? It just look like a structure. It's look like a person, but it doesn't having anything. Same like this mirror images. So mirror images also same like this. Same mirror images also same like this. Okay. So mirror images also we can go for to check out here. Okay. Now, so suppose you have to go and stand in front of mirror. You want to go and stand in front of mirror. Okay. Now, so that is what happened. Our image will be reflected in the mirror. But it is not like that the mirror, whatever it was a reflecting image, that image is reflecting from us, but it is not storing, it's not occupied, nothing was there. Just that image will be extracted from physical body and displaying through view or displaying through mirror, but it doesn't having any physical existence. It doesn't occupy any memory and nothing was there. Okay, now in the same to same, for example, imaginations. Sometimes we are going to be imagine or like a dreams. So the dreams also like a virtual, because so when we are going to sleep, sometimes we are getting some image, some dreams. Okay, or either good or bad, whatever it is. Some dreams are coming out, but until that means until you sleep. So what it was happened that every imagination, whatever we are seeing in the dream, that everything will be, it's look like a physically happen, practically it is happening. So we feel like this, right? We feel like this right now. But once you want to wake up, once you want to wake up, what it was going to be happen means, okay, that all are just imagination. That means the present is different. Okay, whatever you imagine in your dream, that is different. But until you have under imagination, under dream, then you feel everything will be physically happening. So I went to somewhere, I met to Mr. So-and-so Amitabh Bachchan. So like this, Mr. So-and-so Virat Kohli. So I meet him, I talk to him. Okay, like this. So this everything will be look like a same. That look like practically it was going on in our day-to-day life, how it was going to be feel, same thing. But once you open your eyes, once you want to open your eyes, then what it was happen, guys, that all comes to false. Nothing was there. You are going to laying on the bed, yes or no? So no one is not there. Okay, that is completely dream. So same how these examples we are going to be describing the virtual images, virtual objects. View also like that. View also like that. It's a virtual or subset of your base or main table we can call. That means view doesn't store any data, view doesn't have a physical existence, and view doesn't occupy any. So that's why it is called as a virtual. Okay. So what you say? It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. It doesn't store any data or information. Any data or information. Okay. And doesn't occupy. Doesn't occupy any memory. Doesn't occupy any memory. So then what it will go to do, sir? Then what it will go to do, sir, means it's just extracted. Okay, view. Okay, so whatever the view is there, view is extracted, extract or extracted the required data. Okay, now the required data or information, data or information from a base table, and display to user. Okay, so with the help of select command, Okay, now so it means that the views are created with the help of select command, guys. Here, so already we know that the select command we are using for the retrieval data, or else display the data, or else read the data. So this kind of things we can go to do it by using of select statement. So the view is also created with the help of select command to retrieving your required data from a base table and displaying to user. That means just extract whatever you want data that you have to go and extract from your main table. Okay, extract from your main table and display to user. So that's what it was happen. View, just like if you want to identify this pointer, extracted from base table and displaying to user. So it means that in between base table and user, the view will act as an interface. The view will act as an interface. Okay, now so it will be working, or it will be acting as an interface in between user and the base table. Okay, now so what I'm saying here, suppose user. Okay, now suppose user. So user, okay, in between user, okay, in between base table or else original tables, in between base table or else original table. Okay, so this is what. So whatever the user is asking, okay, based on the user request, your view will go to base table and extracted your necessary data, which was whatever it was asking by user, extracted from your base table and displaying to user. So the view like a mediator in between user and the base table, so that it doesn't storing any data, just taking data from table and displaying to user, but view doesn't storing any kind of data here. That's why view is called just a virtual image, and it will be working like an interface in between user and the base table. Okay, now so this is what we call it. So by this reason, what happened, guys, here? Okay, so whenever user perform, okay, any DML operations user perform, okay, any DML, DQL, whatever the operations are there. Okay, so user perform any DML operation, okay, operations through a view, those operations internally perform on base table. Then you perform on base table. Okay, but not a view. So here it is also very important point. What does that means? So whenever user performing any DML operation, like inserting data, updating data, deleting data, so this kind of operations, when you want to perform here, so those operations we are performing through a view, because view is a interface. because view is a interface. So whatever the user is performing DML operations, those operations he was performing through a view, that is sending through a view to your base table. But whatever the request are you sending, insert request, update request, delete request, or any other request, so the request we are sending through mediator. Who is a mediator here? View is a mediator. So user sending a request, a database query request through a view. The view, what it will do, as per user request, the view will extract your required data from the base table and displaying to or giving to user. Okay, now. So that's what it was happened. Suppose you are inserted. Inserted means your insert query, where it is executed. Insert query we are sending through view, but query will not executed on view. Query will executed on base table. Understand my point now? Because of reason, view doesn't have a physical existence. View is just imagination. Yes, sir? Just a mediator. So that's why if you inserted data, that the inserted query, where it is executed, sir, means the inserted query is executed on base table, not a view, because view doesn't have any physical existence. So that's why whatever the user is performing DML operation or sending DML operation through a view, okay, so those operations are, those commands are executed on base table. So inserted. Suppose, for example, let you see, user is there. So user, he was inserting one request. Suppose insert 1 comma 8. So this request he was sending through. Okay, he was sending through a view, sending through a view. Then what I'm saying here, whatever insert query is there, this insert query is executed on which table? Base table. Okay, now executed on base table, but not a view, because view is a virtual. Okay, now so view is what now? I'm sending, suppose user sending one query request insert through a view, then the query is executed on base table, and the data where it will be stored, guys, here. So data will be stored in base table. Data will be stored in base table. Okay, but the storage data, again, what it was happened, it was reflected into, it was reflected in view, and that view is viewing by or seeing by, okay, or seeing by, who was seeing here? User. So that operation, carefully observe. User sending one insert query request through a view, but the query executed on table, data stored under table, and whatever the data stored under base table, that will be reflected in my view. Okay, because view is created based on base table now, so whatever that modification or affected in your base table, that will be reflected into view, and the reflected data seeing by user through a view only, understanding now? So this is what it was happening as. So that's why DML operation, inserting, deleting, updating, selecting, or whatever it is, every command is internally working on base table, executing on base table, storing data in base table, updating data in base table, deleting data from base table, selecting data from base table. So everything will be done on base table. But after done the query, result, whatever after query is executed, whatever the final result is there, the result I can see in my view. Okay, so this is one point. Just remember, guys, how the view working nature. Just simple example, easy to understand. Okay, now. So now, but this, what are the views are there? So the question is, sir, this is a virtual, doesn't storing the data, just for retrieving or accessing the data, we said. Then why we need to create a views? What is the use of views? So this kind of doubt generally everybody getting down. So there is a no physical, there is a no storage of data, there is a no occupied memory. So just extracted data displaying to user. So this is only the work. Then why, sir? Why we want to create this view means, yes, the view creation advantages of advantages of. What is the first advantage means? It was providing security, guys. It was providing security. So how it was providing security, sir, means the view advantage is what now? By using view, we can hide specific columns and rows data, okay, from a base table. From a base table. Okay. So how it is security for your data? How it was providing security for your original table data? For your original table data means the how it was means it can be hiding. It can be hiding your okay what we call so specific rows and columns we can hide it. Specific specific rows and columns we can hide it. For example, how it is option. Suppose, let you see, guys. Okay, suppose option. Okay, suppose option. This is your table, guys. For example, this is your table. So in this table, there are so many columns and rows are there. There are so many rows and columns are there. There are so many rows and columns are there. Okay, now? Right. So this is one of your table, guys, for example. In this table, suppose I have your few rows and columns, like for example, suppose if I want to say, so EID, suppose e-name, suppose salary, suppose date of join, suppose okay, designation, suppose what we can say, salary commission, suppose okay, next we have here like location, suppose mobile number, okay, suppose and department number. So almost in this table, so my original table name is, for example, let you see employee. Okay, now right. Now what happened? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total 9 columns are there in this main table. So this is, I can say it's main table, or else I can say it is a base table. It is a main table, or else I can say it is a main table. Okay, we call or else base table, whatever it is. So we have a some data. Okay, now just for your idea purpose, we have some data. Okay, have like this so many records are okay now, right? So now what I want to do now, suppose in your company or in the organization, there are few employees are working. Suppose is employee 1 and is employee 2. and is employee number 3. So there are 3 employees are there here. Carefully observe. There are 3 employees are there. Otherwise, 3 users are there. Otherwise, 3 users are there. Okay, now? Right. 3 users are there. So, user 1, user 2, user 3. For example, U1. So, he was U number 2. And he was U number 3. So, there are 3 users. So, 3 users as per their requirement basis, they wanted specific and a few columns data from your original table. Okay, now, so that means user 1, user 2, user 3, the different users, they wanted different types of data or different columns of data. They want it from the main table, okay, as per their requirements. For example, user A, so he required, what he was required means employee ID column, employee name column, employee salary, and he required mobile number column. So he wanted these columns data only he wanted, for example. He wanted only these columns data. And this person is wanted only name, comma, designations he wanted. Only 2 columns he wanted, for example. 2 columns he wanted here. In the same to same, another user, he wanted ID, okay, designation, and department number he wanted. Okay, now, so these are the requirements of the users. So 3 different users, they wanted 3 different types of data from your main table. So your requirement is what now? Carefully you identify. Suppose user 1 wanted a particular specific 4 columns data you wanted. Second user, you wanted only 2 columns information. Third user wanted only 3 columns information. But in my table, I have here total number of columns are 9 columns are 9 columns are. But out of 9 columns, these 3 users are wanted their required columns data only. Okay, as per the need. And now tell me guys here. So now if I want to share your main table data to user 1, user 2, user 3, let you tell me, are you sharing your entire table to U1, U2, U3, or else whatever they wanted, only that much and that many columns data only I can share? What do you say? Are you sharing entire table, or else their required columns data only I want to share? What is your logic here? What is your logic here? Yes. So we can't share to entire table. Yes or no? Why you want to share entire table? Is it necessary? No need. Your user, whatever they wanted, and the request sending to you. So you are the administrator. You are the administrator means what you want to do. Whatever user needed, that needing data only we need to send. So he wanted 3 columns data, he wanted 2 columns data, he wanted 4 columns data. Then why are you sharing entire table? Any necessity is there? No, no use. Yes or no? For example, suppose one more example I will give to you so easily understand. For example, guys, here observe. Suppose one customer is there. X is a customer. X is a customer. This customer requirement, otherwise need, what is the need of this customer means? This customer need is 1 liter milk he wanted, guys. So X customer need is 1 liter milk. So now tell me, for this 1 liter milk purpose, this extra customer is going to be purchase cow. Tell me, X customer need 1 liter milk. For 1 liter milk purpose, the X customer is going to be purchasing cow? No, not necessary, because 1 liter milk purpose, why are you going to purchasing cow here? It's a useless, no? Is any useful here? Useless. Okay. And your idea also useless when you go for like this. Because my my requirement is 1 liter. So why are you going to purchasing cow? Suppose if you want to purchase a cow, for example, I'm telling, okay, 25,000 rupees one cow. Generally, 1 liter milk, how much guys here? 1 liter milk. So maximum 1 liter milk, how much will be there here? Okay, 1 liter milk, for example, 60 rupees is there. So your requirement purpose, you need to spend 60 rupees is enough. For 60 rupees spending, if you're spending 60 rupees, your requirement will be fulfilled. Then why are you paying 25,000 rupees? Okay, my point, all of you getting my point now? My point, all of you getting now what I'm telling here? What is our requirement is 1 liter milk is required. Then why are you spending 25,000 rupees? It's a waste. 25,000 rupees, are you unnecessarily wasting your money? With the 60 rupees, my requirement is fulfilled. Then why I have to go 25,000 to pay? Yes? Yeah. How this requirement we are thinking here? Okay, that means customer how much he need, that much only we need to expenditure, and with that much only we need to require. Unnecessarily don't go for other things. So same thing like this, same thing. Here, user one is required only the 4 required columns only need. User 2 is required these columns, and user 3 required these columns. Then why should I want to share entire table? It's not necessary. And even though if you sharing like this, and that was useless idea, okay, and there is a not a it's a like a dummy. It's not a required and not a intelligent what we can say idea. It's not intelligent idea. Yes, simple I can say. So that's why what the people will do from this main table, they're creating a views, they're creating a virtual copies, okay, as per user need. So how they will create it means object. Now he will be created one view. He will be created one view with the 4 columns, created one view with the 2 columns, created a view with the 3 columns. Okay, now. So let us see how simple it was going to happen now. So okay, suppose okay, so in the same to even also. And same to say even also. Okay, now. So now views are created. Now successfully views are created. And after created these views, okay, so now suppose view 1, This is view 2 and this is view number 3. And these views they will be shared to you. That means they're giving permission to interacting with this interface. Okay, so administrator will share these views, okay, to users, share these views to the users. Okay, now share this to users. Then finally, what it was happening, guys, here, after preparing and sharing your views to users, and whatever the view, how many columns are showing by view, so those columns data can only see by users, and remaining columns data they cannot see. Remaining columns data they cannot see. Okay, now so that means the remaining columns which was not showing under view, then remaining columns are security now. Remaining columns data is hiding. Hiding means are you giving security now? Security, yes. So this is what the meaning of views, why the people are created. So one is we called as what now, guys, here security purpose. One is we called as what now, security purpose, to hiding specific rows and columns data. Okay, now that is one thing. And the second one is what now? Second advantage is what now? Means second advantage, what it was telling, guys, here, to validating. Okay, so to validating data. Validating means what now? Checking data, okay, or information, data or information with the data integrity rules. The data integrity rules. So data integrity. So that means when you are sending data through a view to my base table, because it is a mediator now. So then what it was happen, your data will be checked. So suppose on your base table, suppose any one constant is there, suppose primary key constant is there on your base table. Okay, but to that column, are you user is inserting some duplicate data, then immediately the duplicate data is not allowed. So that means my base table is having somewhere, user working somewhere. In between these two people, view is a mediator. So user doesn't know that on my base table which type of constant is there, check constant, primary key, unique or not null, I don't know. Suppose unfortunately or fortunately, if user try to inserting some unwanted data to my base table through a view object. Okay, now fortunate or unfortunate, users are sending some unwanted data, useless data, yes or no? Useless data or unwanted data, or there is no meaning of data, invalid of data. When user unfortunate or fortunate, they are sending through a view, then immediately at the view level only your request will be stopped. That means your data, whatever the request are you sending through view, at the view level only your request will be stopped. Okay, now because your base table, whatever the constants are there, based on the constants only your view will accepting your data. Suppose your base table is having primary key, then if you're sending duplicate data through a view, then your duplicate data is not allowed, and the data at the level of view only it will be stopped. That means at the time of sending only it will be stopped. So this kind of advantage also view is there. That means more security. That means your validations can be checked at a view level but not at a base level. Okay, so before only checking, before come to base table, so before only checking, after checking only data can be allowed. Okay now, so that means here what happened, you are staying somewhere, but you and me, between one more person is there. That person is called as a bodyguard. He was a bodyguard for you. So you are staying at a home, and at your gate level, your security person is there, your gate for your home, yes or no? So he was there at gate. So if any unknown person is coming or knowing person is coming, first we need to inform to the security, I want to meet Mr. So and so. So please give me permission. I have to go and meet your owner or your owner or your person, your boss, whatever it is. So it's a security level only. That means at the first level only, data will be verified. If it is valid, sending to base table. If it is not valid, then not sending your data to base table. So this is also one type of security at view level to checking your data before accepting into base. Okay, now. So this is one thing. And the next one is the third advantage is what one guys here. Complex views. Okay, so what it will do, converting complex views into simple views. Okay, into simple views. That means not converting complex queries, not a view, complex query into simple query. So what it mean? What it mean complex into simple means, for example, are you writing one query, guys? It's a too much big query. Complex means very lengthy queries or big queries or some complicated code you're written. So for example, I'm writing. So select e dot eid, comma e dot ename, comma e dot salary. Okay, now, comma e dot department number, comma d dot department number, comma d dot department name, comma d dot loc from emp e inner join. Okay, now suppose I want to say dpt d. Okay, now so on class e dot d number is equals to d dot d number, and d dot loc is equals to d dot loc is equals to Hyderabad. So this is some big and lengthy queries with. So this much big query, if I want to write again and again, or else I need to remember. Okay, I need to remember means it's very difficult. So that's what it was happened. The lengthy queries, it's called a complex queries. So those complex queries, what we want to do, we are simply remembering purpose and simple way calling purpose. What it was happened, we are creating view on this entire query. Suppose are you created now? Okay, now your view is created. Create view one as this much code. So this, once you create a view one as this much query if you written, and once you execute it, then what happens second time, whenever this query I want it, whenever this much of query operation I want it, so again I no need to write this much query. Simply what I want to do, simply I want to write select a star from view one, select a star from view one. So that means what happened, guys, here this is complex and lengthy queries. This is complex and lengthy query. So this lengthy query, this complex query or lengthy queries, this complex query, this is okay now. This is called a complex query. So that I want to simply convert into simple query. Okay, simple query we call. So no need to remember, no need to write that much queries, complexity queries, no need. Simply you can create that entire code or that entire query, you create one view and keep it that, and through view your query can be called. Through view a query can be called. Okay now? So this is another advantage. So these are the mainly security, checking data at view levels and converting complex to simple queries. These are the main three reasons we are going to be using, okay, the views in their real-time applications. Okay, now, so that means how you say, suppose You are working in, suppose, one software company. You are a database developer. Suppose your working location is Hyderabad. So you are working in Hyderabad location, so and so company. But your client projects or project database is having USA. So that means your database server is located into USA and employee working at Hyderabad. So whenever you want to interacting with your USA database server or database server tables, then what happened in real time? The administrators are not giving permissions to you to directly work on main table, to directly interacting with your original tables. Okay, now. So that's what happened. Instead of interacting, instead of working on original tables, what administrators created, views are created. That means interfaces are created. So interfaces advantage is what now? User cannot directly interacting with the original tables. User cannot directly working on original tables. So that's what happened. Whatever you want to work on original tables or whatever you want to do operations on base tables, that every operation you are sending through mediator, but you can't or you don't have a right to directly working on base table. Now this is the conclusion of view. Now understand, conclusion understand now. So your database, original database tables are having into one location. Are you working into one location? So in real time, what happened? Users, they can't directly working on original tables. So direct permissions are not given by administrators. So what they will do, if you want to do any operation on the base tables, is nothing but original tables. So instead of direct accessing, instead of direct interaction, they will create one mediator, and mediator through you want to interact. Mediator through you want to interact. So this is what now indirectly what happened? Security. Your original database tables are secure. Understand now? This is the conclusion of a view why the people are created. Okay now? Right. And these views are, guys, here. Next, if you want to go for types of views. So there are basically two types of views are there. One is called as a simple view, and the second one is called as a complex views. So simple views and complex views, these are the two types of views. We can go to interacting and we can go to creating, okay, for whenever you want to access data from original tables. Okay, now simple and complex. So what is the differences between simple and complex? How to create, how to work? So that all we will see on Monday session, guys. So Monday, I will show you along with practical examples, we will see how to create, how to access, how to ID your rows and columns, as and how to checking your validations. Okay, now, so how to converting complex query to simple query. Okay, now, so all one by one practical example I will show. Okay, now, right, guys. And thank you so much, and we will meet on Monday. Okay.